Hey everybody, welcome back to the one and only Crank TV, folks. You know how we do. Today I wanted to do a little bit of a different video. I would like to start with saying we are all going on a march tomorrow. And I want to ask all Canadians that are going, the ones that couldn't go, the ones that wanted to go, the ones that went in minus 40 degrees outside with a sign that says freedom. What does this mean to you? What does this represent to you? Why are you going? This has been going on for 2 years now. And when it started, I think everyone was terrified. The way the media portrayed this, the way our government narrated, put a lot of us in fear. We saw businesses shut down. We saw religious institutions shut down. We've seen schools shut down. We've had to hear from family and friends about how they were suffering, how their kids are suffering, how their kids just don't seem the same anymore. And it gets to a point where Canadians start asking questions like, where is this going? Did we need to take these type of measures? Is there a virus? Absolutely. Does the vaccination do something? Absolutely. Have I encouraged friends and family members to go get vaccinated? I have. I was vaccinated twice. But at the end of the day, it comes down to our fundamental rights as Canadians to make that choice ourselves. Who are we to dictate to other people what we think that they should do? We can make a suggestion, but that's all we can really do. Everybody has seen the science. Everybody has heard every doctor. By now, if they wanted to do it, they would have done it. What we see our society doing is now forcing Canadians to go against their own will because their freedoms have been completely taken away from them. So you can't pray. Literally, you got to go into a church or a mosque and show your PR code. That's what you got to do. You can't go to Walmart or Costco. You can't go snowboarding. You can't drop your kids at soccer. The list of restrictions that they've put on Canadians is unlimited. Literally, they can go to a handful of stores, buy groceries, and run back into their homes and close the door. I have family members, and I apologize if I mention you guys in this video, but I have family members that we haven't seen in 2 years. They're locked in their houses and they're not coming out. They're just not coming out. They're staying in there. I got a great aunt that's 93 years old that we haven't seen in a very long time. And the amount of fear that's been bestowed upon my family, my friends, my fellow Canadians is unprecedented. And I'm starting to ask the question, is it worth it? Now we're at a crossroad. We're all getting ready to march to Ottawa. And a lot of people out there are calling this a far-right movement. If that's what you think this is, if you think Canadians are going to go outside of their house in minus 30 degrees with a sign that says freedom with their kids, if you think what we've seen in the last couple of days on our televisions and on our social media platforms are the right wing, then you don't know your fellow Canadians. You don't know what we stand for. You don't know and you don't get why we are going to Ottawa. And I ask you guys all to ask yourself, why are you going? Canadians are standing for something. We're standing for our identity, the true north, strong, and free. When I would travel around the world when I was in my early 20s, every time people would ask me, where are you from? I'd say, I'm from Canada. And they would say, wow, you guys are the nicest people in the world. You guys are always happy. You guys are always apologizing. I think we're at the point where we're done apologizing. I don't see Canadians the same way I used to. Everybody's on edge. Everyone seems a little depressed. Everybody has a friend that's not vaccinated. Everybody might have family members that are not vaccinated. And we're all suffering watching them suffer, right? This has consumed everybody. The media and our government have made every problem in Canada about the unvaccinated. Instead of saying, hey, 2 years has gone by, let's put some money together, let's build a hospital. If GoFundMe can raise almost $7 million for truckers and for this movement, then you don't think maybe if we started a GoFundMe that said, hey, let's build a super hospital for COVID, maybe Canadians would just throw all their money over there? We're at the point where we're broken. We're all broken. And we've been broken for a while. And I don't know if we can just pick each other up and fix this overnight. But this march has given us hope. It's given us something to wake up to go to sleep. That warm feeling of happiness is coming back because we feel like we're doing something finally. And there might be some bad apples. There's nothing that we can do about that. There's going to be bad apples in every walk of life. But if we judge the majority for the minority, I don't think that's the right way to go. My kids are vaccinated. And when I was traveling around the world, I had to get vaccinated for so many different countries that I went to. I don't think it's right to call Canadians anti-vaxxers. That might be a small minority of people, but they've always been there. They've always been anti-vaxxers. Some people just want to wait. Some people want to take a little bit more time. Personally, I would have wanted to have waited a lot more time. Personally, I would have waited a lot more time. But I got to the point where I broke down and I couldn't wait anymore. I needed to stop this. And ironically, the day I did that, our government shut us down again. So you could just imagine what was going through my mind of putting something inside of me that I wasn't 100% comfortable with to get my liberty and freedom back, only to have it shut down again. That's what I lived. Tomorrow, we march for freedom. We stand for something. And even if we don't accomplish anything, it's fine. You know why? Because we will know that we were there. We will know that we stood for something. And maybe in 100 years from now, when we're all gone, people will look back and say, hey, there was a resistance. Hey, there were people out there that stood up for freedom, that stood up for our ability to choose how we want to live our life and what we want to put inside of us. So I ask Canadians out there to ask yourself, why are you going to Ottawa? What does it mean to you? And to spread that love and to spread that message to people out there. I love you all. I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. We're going to make history.